LeBron James passing Michael Jordan as the all-time playoff scorer, and now we are debating it. And there's no doubt that this man has an opinion. That is Stephen A. Smith joining us.
Can we hold on for a second? Can you hold on for a second?
What's the problem?
The red velvet pants next to whatever that jacket is that Jay Harris is wearing.
It's cords.
Fellas,
yes.
I'm here. Are we okay? I just want to make sure of that.
What?
Are we okay?
Fashion. This is fashion.
Hey, listen, I'm not knocking the fashion, but I mean, damn, you're supposed to prepare people for that 9 o'clock in the morning, or in your case, from 7 a.m. on. I mean, you don't wake up expecting to see what we seeing. That's all I'm saying.
If it was socially acceptable, I would shower myself in velvet all day long. It is not. These are corduroy pants. Come on, Steve.
Corduroy, excuse me, what's today's date? What? May what?
Yeah, what? It's okay to wear corduroys.
What are you doing wearing corduroys in May?
It's a little cold here. It's raining and cold.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay.
I'll
We'll
get
go
you
with
a
that.
pair, and then we'll just coordinate.
Don't bother.
Bam.
Don't bother. I appreciate the gesture. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do it.
What's your jacket size, Stephen A?
I'm not telling. Not what you wearing.
You wouldn't wear this? All right. We'll move
I
on.
could pull it off, though. It's just a little bit different seeing on Jay Harris. A little bit different. But I like it, Jay. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
Let's roll.
It's like Jet Magazine. Right? All right. Now, is there reluctance in this generation to put LeBron over Jordan? Because we've been debating it all morning long, and we come from a different generation.
Well, I certainly think this is, there's a reluctance, particularly on my part. I'm not somebody that does it. I respect the hell out of LeBron James. I think he's the greatest player in the world, and I think that he's earned a right to have these kind of debates, and it just speaks to his level of greatness. But is he MJ? No, he's not MJ. Why? Because it is simplistic to say 6 NBA Finals MVP, 6 NBA titles, never defeated in a championship round, never even allowed a series to go to a Game 7. Absolutely true. All of those are right, and it's simplistic. But at the same time, let's also take other things into consideration about the great Michael Jordan. All 6 times he averaged at least 30 on 46% shooting. All 6 times. His worst series, one would say, against the Portland Trailblazers, well, he opened the first 2 games of that series dropping 39. His closeout game when he was on the bench while reserves were making a run, he still came back and finished the job and finished with 33. There was never a Dallas Mavericks moment in the fourth quarter of 4 consecutive games. There wasn't those moments. And not only that, even though you gave it to a Steve Kerr or a Paxson before him to come and save the day with a jump shot to seal the deal, it was after Michael Jordan did what he did. It wasn't Ray Allen coming to the rescue, where you're literally sitting back and having a debate as to whether or not legitimately LeBron James should be 2 and 5 in NBA Finals appearances as opposed to 3 and 4. And at the end of the day, again, we speak to the greatness of LeBron James. We don't impugn his greatness or his basketball integrity in any way. But when you have a conversation about the GOAT, the greatest of all times, it's really about guys willing to seize the moment. They sense it and they want to go and take it, as opposed to somebody who had to be pushed and prodded to this point. That is the difference between a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant, and a LeBron James. They wanted it. LeBron James reluctantly embraced it. That's the difference.
Okay. After the game, LeBron was asked as a kid, did he think he could be like Mike? Check out what he said.
When you're growing up and you're seeing Michael Jordan, it's almost like a god. So I didn't never believe I could be Mike. So I started to focus myself on other players and other people around my neighborhood. And I think the biggest thing for me sitting here today, after breaking the all-time scoring record in playoff history, is that I did it just being me.
LeBron saying he patterned his game on other players besides Mike. So, Stephen A., when you watch LeBron play, who do you see?
Well, he's definitely a more athletic, more gifted version of Magic Johnson. In terms of his size and the advantage that his size gives him over the competition. As great as Irvin Magic Johnson was as a floor orchestrator and floor general, we have to keep in mind that a vast majority of the time he had a considerable size advantage over opposing guards defending against him because he could see over them. And as a result, he was able to do a lot of the things that he did. It was not an accident that he struggled in the finals against Chicago when Michael Jordan and those boys won their first chip, because Scottie Pippen had picked him up 94 feet and was defending him. And when he wasn't doing that, Michael Jordan was defending him. Well, you got a 6'9" forward and a 6'6" shooting guard defending Magic Johnson, which is not what he had to go, what he was accustomed to defending against him normally on a game-to-game circumstance. So in that regard, looking at LeBron, 6'9", 260, usually having a considerable size and girth advantage over the competition, and knowing how gifted he is, you can understand how those comparisons would be drawn. He still modeled his game to some degree in terms of being that number one offensive option. That's Jordan, Kobe. But in terms of what he looked like and what he resembled, to some degree, it was a more athletic, significantly upgraded athletic version of Magic Johnson.
This has been fun, this conversation, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next time you come in, I mean, the all-black monochrome, it's all right. It's okay. All right. It's all right, Stephen A. Yeah.
Well, listen, let me say this. Now you done offended me. We all know that I'm arguably the best-dressed, sports writer, commentator / in America. That much I will take the title for. I'm not giving that to y'all, especially this morning.
Don't you dare. No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses.
More Stephen A. Smith, top of the hour on First Take. Thank you.